So, hey everyone, welcome to the last software testing YouTube channel. So, today we are going to learn about the basically the functional testing, then the types of the functional testings. Apart from that, how it get executed by the tester as a tester, how it is going to be tested. So, moving forward, we'll make some interactive session or some. Okay, good. Moving to next slide. So what we are going to learn about the content part, we look towards the content part. So the content parts includes about the functional testing, sanity testing, smoke testing, retesting, and there is a too little bit. We have already studied about the unit testing and the integration testing. We'll also go through its by definition with an example of the unit testing and integration testing we have already learned in the uh, BB model. So going towards the functional testing, what is basically functional testing is. So what is a functional testing? So the purpose of a functional testing is to test each function of the software application, whether the your software application may be web application or the mobile application or the desktop application. So the software application get tested by a tester uh, with the respective functionality by providing appropriate input, verifying the output against the functional requirement. Functional testing mainly involves black box testing, and it is not considered about the source code of the application. As in testers, we perform the functional testing, and the black box testing is means that the tester uh, did there is no need to know about the code part of the whatever the software or the functionality of particular functionality. That's part consider in perspective of the developer side. So moving to the next point, that this testing checks user interface. Okay. API. There is another kind of testing. This is API testing. This is another kind of API testing. So we just move towards what includes in the functional testing. So this is one. There is another database. In database, there is SQL database. So database is another kind of a testing, which comes under the functional testing part. Apart from that, the security testing, client server communication, and other functionality of the application under test. Okay, that comes under the functionality testing. The testing can be done either manually or using automation. So manually, you can do as a manual tester, also as an automation tester or test engineer. You use automation tools to perform the functionality testing with a PRS documentation or the business requirement specification. So there are some kind of aspect of the functional testing. Number one is over testing, like checking too much. That means too much testing or over testing. Testing function where testing is not required. Mm. As the line defines what is over testing is about. So there is no need when there is a one kind of a functionality about something which is not necessary to test each and every time, and you are wasting your times on that functionality is kind of over testing that comes to the under testing. What the under testing is that area where testing is never ever performed. So all aspects of functional testings name suggest what it defines. So please go each one by one, and if you get any problem between understanding this kind of a definition, So please make contact through the comment box on the in the YouTube channel comment box. I will reply as earlier possible. So please go through this theory aspect of the functional testing. So this is theoretical part. What are the types of the functional testing? So functional testing includes small testing, unit testing, integration testing, sanity testing, regression testing, retesting. So we go one by one. What is smoke testing, then unit testing, integration testing. So we go one by one. Don't worry. So first we move towards the smoke testing. What is smoke testing means? Okay, so talking about the smoke testing is a software testing process that determines whether the deployed software build is stable or not. Build is a kind of one kind of a functionality in the web application or the mobile application. So we refer it to as a build when it's stable or not. What do you mean by build is stable? Build is stable is nothing but when as an tester we check the functionality. We need it from the developer side. We check as per the customer required. If it is uh, working as per the customer requirement, then it is known as stable. If it not, then we get back to the developer and raise as a it is bug and refix it, or we can say fix it. It's known as build is stable. So that kind of testing, when we perform that kind of testing, is known as smoke testing. When you deploy software, build is stable or not. So smoke testing is also known as a build verification testing. Build verification testing means you verify as a tester, you verify whether the build or the functionality of the particular software application uh, is working fine as per the customer requirement. We verify it, or we can say it is a confidence testing. In simple terms, we are verifying whether the important feature or the functionality are working in the application. Okay. This testing is done before detailed testing is performed. All critical functionality is tested. Means what this line says about is testing done before detailed testing. Detailed testing nothing but uh, before going to launch the software, we have to go through the each and everything functionality to make sure the build is stable or not, anything or the functionality is working fine. The cross verification. So any failure indicates a need to handle the system back to the development team. Whenever there is change in the field, we perform smoke testing to ensure the stability. So there is nothing much in this slide or nothing much hard to know about what is smoke testing. It's nothing but check whether the particular functionality is working fine when we get it from the developer and we check as per the customer requirement. So it's all about that. So moving to the sanity testing, this is another kind of a functional testing type. So what is the sanity testing? Sanity testing is a kind of software testing performed after receiving a software build with minor changes in code or a functionality to ascertain that the bugs have been fixed and no further issues are introduced due to the changes. When we get and build from the software developer with the raising and bug, and there is some part of the code maybe changes, and with if it gets fixed and if no further issues are introduced due to these changes in future, if there are no issues regarding about that build, so the sanity testing is performed It's kind of testing we perform that known as sanity testing. What is the goal of this sanity testing? Is to determine the proposed functionality works roughly as expected. If sanity test fails, the build is rejected to save the time and cost involved in a more rigorous testing. So, while uh, interviewer asks to you question about sanity testing and smoke testing, so you can answer from this slide smoke what is smoke testing and what is sanity testing. So moving to the next slide. So this is kind of a difference between the smoke testing and sanity testing. You go through it, and at the time of interview, you can refer this, or at the time of learning, you can refer it. So you get clarity about what is smoke testing and sanity testing. So smoke testing is performed to ascertain that the critical functionality program is working fine. Okay. The what is the sanity testing then? Sanity testing is done to check the new functionality bugs have been fixed. When we raise a bug as a functionality working not fine as per the client requirement, we send to developer and developer fix it. And in future, if there is no changes have been will not be required. So it is the kind of testing performed is known as sanity testing. The objective of testing is to verify the stability of the system in order to proceed with more rigorous testing. Okay, just kind of stability check. Here, rationality. Rationality means working fine. Uh, for deployment purpose, we have to check cross verify build stability with working fine or not. This testing is performed by the developer or a tester. Both we can test it. Sanity testing in the software testing is usually performed by tester. Okay, the main kind of a sanity testing is performed only by testers, not by developers. So please make sure about this kind of a differences. Then we can get clear idea about what is smoke testing and what is sanity testing. In the interview perspective, this is more important. So make sure, please go through it. Moving to the next slide, what is after? So this third kind of testing, which is known as unit testing, is a part of the type of the in functional testing. As we learn about unit testing and integration testing in the VB model, please make sure you have watched the previous video. In that, I have mentioned about the VB model, the video about the VB models, software development models. In that, I explained about the unit testing and integration testing in the VB model. So, what is the unit testing? While you are performing the unit testing, is the process of testing individual components or a function of the software application in the isolation to ensure they work as expected. So, when we took an example like unit testing, so this is an one kind of an application. There is application and there is a navigation bar like this. When you click on the here, uh, this is navigation bar, and there are small like this kind of and the color matches same. So there is a tab like this. When we click on each and every tab, home tab, contact us, like this kind of a tabs will be present in the navigation bar or header part. When you go through for testing purpose individually, so it's known as unit testing for each and every component. So moving to the integration testing. So what is the integration testing? When you combine all this one at a time and test it, so it's known as integration testing. But integration testing, uh, it makes more confusion. So we avoid integration testing. and prefer unit testing. But this kind of unit testing and integration testing comes under the white box testing performed by the developer side. So moving to the next slide, what is the retesting? So this is the last part of this slide. So we make sure of what is the retesting. So what about the retesting? So the retesting is about the term which is coined in the software testing. It refers to the testing again of a model to ensure that the bug is fixed. When you when we get in code from the developer side for the particular functionality, means particular functionality is nothing but the build whichever received from the developer team. And as a tester, we perform testing. If you caught an bug, if you caught an error means a kind of the expected result and actual result mismatch, then it known as a bug, and we move it towards the developer team, and developer fix it and make sure uh, to move forward to the team of the QA environment. Again, QA environment test it, retest it. If again any bug is found, or again bug is found, then it moves to the developer side. This kind of a cycle will move from again and again if it's not meeting the requirement for as expected. So it's simple. Uh, Testing one model again and again in a cycle. This means it confirms the test cases that failed in the final execution are passing after the errors defects are fixed. As this line seems to this one. Test cases are nothing but when you perform testing on a individual functionality, then you test it by whether putting characters or test as per the customer requirement. Everything is based on our focus on the BRS document. So process of retesting is as follows. At the first, an error is detected in any model of the application. Okay, fine. So that is one part. We got an error. We got an error, and in the model is nothing but the build or functionality, we can say. Here we can say this is a build. So then it undergoes for a correction modification by the developer. We move towards it developers team. After the developer has solved and tested issue again, it is called retesting. Simple, as I earlier said. So, what do we have learned in this session? So, moving to the summary part. What is the functional testing? We have got about the what is the functional testing and the type of the functional testing. So from the functional testing, we also have seen the aspects of the functional testing that like over testing, under testing, like this kind of aspect of the functional testing we have seen in this uh, video. So also we have learned about the smoke testing, how it is performed, and when it is going to be performed. Then sanity testing is another part of the functional testing. We have also seen with an example or a description with more info, so it's get clear to you if any problem or any issue while reading this kind of sanity testing theoretical part. So mm, uh, be comment in a chat box so I can resolve your problem, whatever it may be. Then We move to the retesting. We also covered about retesting. So what is the retesting? Then uh, it's simple thing. All these kind of things is simple thing because it's theoretical. You have to mug up, not mug up. First, you have to read 1 to 2 times. In the perspective of the interview perspective, you have to focus on the this kind of functionality testing. So you are going to know what kind of question they can ask. So that's all about it. So thank you. Please make sure like this video and subscribe the YouTube channel. And, please press the bell icon to get notified all the videos, all the upcoming videos in this YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you once again.